Well, good morning, Kaylee. How are you this morning? Well, actually, I know it's for you. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Just finishing up your lunch. Oh, I just had put something in the private chat um, about our potential special guest. I'll share more about here in a minute. Turn that down a little bit, honey. Um, yeah, as more people come into the room, I'll explain what's going on. Good morning, nursing our travel bugs. Bug. Hopefully, you don't have bugs. Okay, it's different. Bug and bugs. Bill and Natasha. I think it's Natasha instead of Natasha. New Horizons. Welcome, Susan. Glad you're here. Following the yellow brick road. Welcome. 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 RVTJ. Glad you made it. Just sitting here with butterflies in my tummy. Big time. Our special guest today may, if he's within Wi-Fi range, be Campervan Kevin. And it almost makes me cry because I absolutely adore him and I love his dogs. So if you're someone who's had the pleasure of being around those dogs, I I just I can't wait, and I just can hope that someday I get to meet him because those little dogs are going to get mooched up by me. Um, Travel Bug, how long have you been full-time RVing? That would be Bill or Natasha. Um, Today it's gorgeous day here. Um, Beautiful day. Lane County is clearing out the smoke. Uh, Unpacked our bags. Thank you, Roy and Becky. Don't know yet if Kevin is going to make it. It all has to do with Wi-Fi, and he is traveling, and he's been able to do some things, but it's not always. It is not always Wi-Fi capable of doing getting on chat like this. That's what he's up against. Hello, Nomadic Rat Pack. How are you, Troy? And I know I have not made a call to you yet. It's been crazy. It's calming down. Camping therapy. Welcome to you, Doreen. Glad you're here. Very glad you're here. I saw that you're looking to potentially give up your campsite at I can't. I'm sorry. I, I've just got Kevin and the dogs on my brain. So I forgot the name of the gathering. It's in, I know it's over on the East Coast. RV there, welcome to you. I think this is your first time here, but we are new friends. So my name is Lucretia, and I'm glad you're here. Whose flag is draped on your wall? That is a flag that had a problem, and we have a big flagpole out in front. We have a big flag on it, and on the 4th of July, which is my father's birthday, he would have been 95 had he made it to July. My son had two flags on our house as well as the flag on the flagpole. It was really nice in honor of his grandpa. So yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those flags. The other one is folded and put away. Kaylee was number one in the room today. Just waiting to see who shows up. Van Life Rocks, good morning to you. Priscilla Hughes, my little teeny tiny sister, good morning. No, I'm just kidding. You're not a baby anymore. I know. You don't have to tell me. I know. What do I say? My equal sister? She's my little sister. So I said, I think Van Life Rocks. Welcome. Glad you are here. And we're just getting started out this morning. Art in Oregon. Welcome to you. We are in Eugene. Hubs and I, Richard, we are in Eugene. And if you're in Oregon, you probably know where that is at. Hello, the Modern King, which is my son, Brent. Richard Brent, and I've got my coffee. He's so sweet. He bought me a very pretty ring yesterday. Um, I think it was yesterday. He always thinks of me. RVDJ, I thought you said you were hiking. I'm like, good for you, girlfriend. Get at it. I wish I could hike. I can hike as long as I can take my walker. I mean, I can walk without my walker, but not stably on a hike, which is one of the things we're going to do this week is we're going to go somewhere and we're going to show you what a disabled lady can do. And that way we also find places for disabled people on the West Coast. New Horizons, Susan from New Horizons is someone who that is what her channel is solely about, is helping disabled people and finding where there is ADA accessible locations for people to RV, to camp. And in my case, I can still walk. I just have to have right now, maybe at some point I won't need it, the safety net of the walker. And trust me, it crushes me to have to use it. But I prefer not to fall. And I have fallen. I fell with my walker once. It was a sight. Had to have people come and help me. I mean, we're talking 911 people. I was so afraid. It had not been too long after my knees were replaced within the first year, and I didn't want to get on my knees. I was scared to death. And so, anyways, they know how to take care of people like me. RV there. Love this. That's so great. My mom, yep. Let's see what she's saying, or he. So my mom feels like she can't do much because of her knee. So we're always finding ways for her to see the amazing views. So that's one of the so what this channel is about is we are working towards going full-time, ideally January 1st. It might be January 2nd because we leave a Christmas tree up until January 1st and we take it down on Christmas Day, or excuse me, New Year's Day. And Sherry's Art on Wheels. I don't know if Sherry's Art. I think we're new friends. I'm going to put your name down. Sherry's Art on Wheels, welcome to you. And there was, sometimes I have had 12 back surgeries and I have nerve damage. And there's nothing, they can't fix the nerve damage. And I can't feel parts of both legs now. It isn't just one. And my right foot. And I literally have to force my toes, make my toes move on my right foot constantly because it feels like they're not there, and unless you've had that sensation, it's hard to imagine. And then when I start walking, parts of my legs go numb. And so anyways, I'm glad that you're all here today. And we're going to do a couple things. Just want to make sure we get everybody welcomed. I'm just looking down at my phone. I have to show you all something. So Richard and I wanted to find a different halter for Patty, our 20-year-old beagle. And so we went to PetSmart. And we take the dog, of course, with us pretty much everywhere we go, unless it's big grocery shopping, and then she's not welcome. She just can't do it because she wants a sniff, and we're trying to get through Winco, which is a gigantic box food store. So anyways, we were PetSmart and we took Miss Patty and they were doing pictures, $11 for a picture with a little frame. And this is Miss Patty in her photo shoot. Is not that just so dang cute? Trying to get the glare. Look at those eyes. My God, she's just... And people cannot believe she's 20, but she's 20. We know for a fact the dog is 20. I know you do, Susan. I know you do. It's you get it. Oh, and Priscilla's reminded me to share the newest additions to the family. They are 2 birds. I've never been a bird person. Modern King, if you could bring the birds in their little cage, we'll show our guests the birds. Um, so and we have, of course, we have a big dog. He's German Shepherd, Malinois, and Wolf, and he is Brent's dog. He's been in our family, but Brent is the one who inherited him. Swampy Acres Homestead. Now, if anybody sees Campervan Kevin, please jump on me because I'm watching like a hawk. So let me share again what's going on. Possibly is that Campervan Kevin will be our guest if he can get within Wi-Fi range. If he can't, he can't. Um, it's why I did not put out a thumbnail, and but I did want y'all to know that we are going to be patient for a little while, and then if he's not able to show, he really wanted to make sure that he did not let me down, so he didn't commit 100% because he couldn't. He just said he could not, and that would be not the way he is. He's a very honorable fellow, and so but I have gigantic butterflies because I love his dogs. I cannot help it. I can't help it. I'm a dog person, cat person too, but those dogs are just precious. All right, so let's see. Swampy Acres Homestead. I'm glad you're here. Welcome. Okay. Well, thank you, Kaylee. We will stay hopeful. We will stay hopeful because he uploaded a video, and you know, he's tried to make it another time, but it just when he was up in the hills where his new tiny home is, it just wasn't feasible. Just was not feasible. He has like just to get on the internet, like in order to do a live for himself or something. It's a 30-mile round trip. But now he's out and about in the world again. He's, I believe, in Colorado. Oh, thank you, Kelly. However, the fact of the matter is, if he can't, he can't. So, in the meantime, let's talk about is there anybody who's a new channel under 1,000 friends? If you could just put just put a big yes or a big Y for yes. Well, excuse me, let me go back. Put a CC and how many friends you have if you're under 1,000. Art in Oregon, yes. Richard and I have obsessed with his channel. We would watch hours of his stuff every day. And it's not just the dogs. I mean, he is a guy that is easy to listen to. He's very smart. He understands the nomad lifestyle, and he's just, for me, he's one of the go-to people. I've asked him many questions because I feel like he's an honest, ethical person, and he always answers the questions I ask. And I think okay, RV DJ 358, cool. Is there anybody else under 1,000 friends? So Susan, are you in a position to be able to come up and chat for a few minutes? I've got some questions that might help the people who are under 1,000. And what I'm going to do, if not, I ask you specifically, I know, Roy and Becky, the same thing. If one of you, I'm just going to go through here real fast. Susan, you have a different condition, but it's about nerves, and anything to do with nerves, if the nerves are going against you in life, the only thing I could say is it sucks. There really isn't a better, more attractive word. It only gets worse from there. Let's look down here. Okay. So either I'm going to put a invite in the chat, and if in some way there's, I'd like to talk to possibly um, nursing our travel bug, Susan. Um, I know I said someone else, Roy and Becky. Your three are the ones that I know for fact have over 1,000 friends, and you have met your 4,000 criteria. And if any of you would be willing to come up and chat with us about how you got to this point, because that's kind of what my Mondays are about. It's chatting with people who have uh, channels that have met all of those two criteria and are rolling. That's what my Mondays are about, so that we can learn from each other about how to do this thing. Hello, Lynn. Glad you're here. Thank you for coming. And I'm sorry I missed your live the other day. We were out shopping, grocery shopping, and other things. RV weekends. Howdy to you. Howdy to you. We now have 20 in the room. And if you haven't had a chance to hit the thumbs up or hit the thumbs down, maybe it's already been a wash for you. It's all right. I'm not that I do not have a thin skin. I would not be on here if I did. Although the first thumbs down, I cried. I will tell you, and honestly, I did. And from there forward, I found out. So, on here 2 weeks ago, somebody wanted to get into a political conversation, which I can have a political conversation. And if you're on my Facebook, you kind of know, although I'm veering away from it. I'm fed up. I want the election to be over. At this point, I don't care who wins. I just want it done. Okay. But they wanted a conversation on my page politically. And I have a feeling it felt a little what I now know to be, or I believe are trolls. It felt trollish. And I just said, no, we're not going to, that's not what this page is about. I actually have a Facebook page that's political page, and that's what it is, and not my normal Facebook page. And I got 3 or 4 thumbs down that day. Now, I don't know if people were upset that I didn't do a political conversation, but I had a conversation with the people who come on a regular basis and said about doing something around just communication. And people said they wouldn't come straight up. No, we're not interested in anything they were not interested in anything that could turn controversial. And I'm like, well, I'm new and I'm just building a channel. And so, okay, I will go with the flow, which is not my normal stance in life. Ask little sister Priscilla. And K&R Destinations, glad you made it by. We are hoping that a friend comes up. Campervan Kevin may be up today. He is trying to get to a place where, if he's able to, and I didn't want to put pressure on him, but if he is able to get a Wi-Fi connection good enough to come up, he will come up and chat with us today. So I am asking anybody, I put a link down in the chat, if anybody who has met the criteria, 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 friends, if you would be willing to come up and chat with those of us who are not yet. I've met the 1,000. I'm almost at 1,200 friends. I lost 12 yesterday, and that's been going on. And so yeah, we don't need it on here. Honest to God, I'm not interested in that being here. And I was a public policy major in my master's degree program 10 years ago, when my back decided to collapse and cost me 12 surgeries. So oh, first time ever I saw 2 political flags at a campground Saturday. So did it have, I'm just curious, if it had opposing people, parties. I would never. And here's my little sister. We have had our share of political conversations. Neighbors probably heard. That's true. That's true. We try really hard not to do it. And even our father in his 94 years was still giving his opinions strongly. And he and I had opposing opinions. And so, all right, we're done with that. Nancy, oh, there's my other sister. We're only missing one. Hello, Nancy. She's the oldest of all of us now. Our very oldest sister passed 4 years ago. So Nancy is the queen of the family. Ha, ha, ha. All right. So Roy, if you're ready to come up, dear. All right. Let's start out with Roy. Hey, Roy.
Hey,
How you doing?
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfect.
Cool.
Got my coffee cup. Where's yours?
Hey, wait. Of course, the dog starts to bark when he sees people. The people across from us, they're out and about.
So, so I'm going to bring Susan up too. So let me, since I can
Good.
do this
That'll tell me
now.
if this thing's going to work.
Hey, Susan.
Hey.
How are you?
Hi, Roy.
I know how to do. Nope, it's that way.
Oh yeah, that part still confuses me.
Me too. So, both of you have now monetized. You're the big kids in the room, and so Susan, you got monetized first. You met all the criteria, and just you want to introduce yourself a little bit because there's a couple people. Oh, Ruby's Green World TV. That's new to me. There's a few people who may not know who you are and what your channel's about and how you got to where you got.
My name is New Horizons. That's my channel. And I'm all about finding handicap accessible places and just inspiring people to get out and enjoy life. And I do raise money through my PayPal and Patreon to pay it forward to help out people with a disability by either donating to food banks or just buying pieces of equipment. But we go through a church and talk to the minister, and he helps locate the people that we need to help.
Okay. And you've already helped some people, haven't you?
Yes.
Yep. That's one of the things that I love about your channel is that right there, because there is, as you know, there's a great need and there's a limited amount of funds available publicly. So private people doing something like what you're doing is necessary.
That's right.
And where you're located in, are you full time now?
We're located in the Smoky Mountains. We sold about a good portion of our stuff last weekend, and hopefully the rest of it gets sold this weekend, and we're selling our house and we're going full time.
Right. And that's exciting. I can't wait for you to be able to do that and to be able to show the world, that here's a lady who has a disability, significant, and you still can go out and do things.
Yeah.
Then
you get that nut up above me, Roy.
Yes. Hey, and Roy, do you want to chat and tell everybody who you? Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Right about there. No, not
pour my coffee on you.
So I see a few people in here that you may not know. Do you want to tell everybody who you are and how you got to where you're at in your monetization?
I'm the better half of Roy and Becky's travels.
Wait a minute, I'm trying to see that.
Becky's in there right now.
I don't blame her.
I do.
Hi. That's my other half.
Yeah. So, go ahead, Roy.
How'd we get started?
Yeah, how did you make it to being monetized? Because it is a hill. It's a hill.
Community involvement, communication, friends. That's the key right there. Is the friends, and patience. The biggest key is patience, because we could have went into grow channels and really grew way too fast. But we played around in them and just fished. But we didn't live in them. And
Right.
we did it first, and that's where we learned our mistake was going in there and clicking everybody. And then now your
Oh, right.
subscription tab is all messed up because you're seeing everything that you don't want to see.
Mhm.
So yeah, we go in there and we fish for travel channels and RV channels, homestead channels,
Yep.
things that interest us. That's all. Yeah, homesteading. That's all. That's all we click on now. But community, finding the right community and sticking with it is one of the biggest keys. That's what helped us.
Mhm.
I mean, if it wasn't for the community, we'd still be waiting, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I went into many live streams as I could and talked and communicated with the host and all that. And of course, then you do interviews. And like I met up with Grand Adventure, and which is a fairly large channel. And we just sit down and talk just like friends. We never did talk YouTube that night at all for both nights.
Mhm.
And he shouted me out. And that helped. And being on Blue Waves in different ones, and it's just making the right. Don't just click on anybody and everything. We've all made those mistakes. But I did it. Believe me, I did it. And I thought, what have I got all this crap in my, why are all these stupid videos popping up in my notifications? And it's things I never had no interest in, but I was hoping they would subscribe to me. It's
Right.
basically.
Yep.
But this community has been very helpful.
Oh, big time, big time.
Well, I was so I think everybody knows that we're in one way or another we're all some kind of grow channel. I've heard it kind of described like that because we see people and we connect with them, and the right way to do it, is going and checking out their page and watching some videos, subscribing to them. And then I have found, and when I first started this, it did not seem, when they said, and people will most of the time come back and check yours out, and subscribe. And I was like, I just don't see how that happens. And it really, it took some time for me to recognize that is exactly what happens if you're connecting with the right kind of pages, the right kind of channels. I always call it a page because I'm still used to Facebook pages, and getting out of that mindset. Channels. So what do you think has been so the community, finding a good community, and I think we're all a part of at least one really strong community.
Multiple. Just don't stick with one community. Go out and find other communities.
Right.
If you have an interest in homesteading, let's say like me, I was a former farm girl. I have that interest in homesteading. So I do go reach out and watch, some of those channels. And I have an interest in learning more cooking stuff for the Blackstone. So I'll go into the Blackstone and cooking community and watch them. Yeah, you can't just stick with one, like the RV. You can't just stick within that. You got to think what your other interests and things that you enjoy watching, and reach out and watch some of them and comment and reach out through them.
Yeah. I've connected with some gardening, like the Shed Wars. I love, there's a couple of those people I love to watch. I can't garden right now. We didn't get to have any garden this year because I had just had my last surgery, and Richard was getting ready for one. And by the way, Richard is now 2 weeks clean from all nicotine, and he will, turn that all the way down. He has been over 2 weeks clean from nicotine, and he will get to go do his UA so that he can prove to the insurance company he's no longer smoking, and he will be able to get his surgery. So that, just as an aside, just as a little, rabbit trail, that is something I'm really happy about because that pushes us closer to being able to get on the road. I mean, because I was like, really, is it going to happen? He's got to have the surgery. So I'm really happy for that.
Hey, if he's got life insurance policy, check with them too, because if I stay nicotine free for 365 days, my payment, my premium or whatever goes down,
Yeah.
gets cut in half.
Okay. Good point.
So I have 11 months to go yet.
Oh, you're doing really great. You're doing great. So
Thank you.
in the
Congrats to
whole,
Richard too.
yeah, he's concerned for himself, but because it's not good on your body, so he's got some concerns. So as far as working towards monetization, if somebody is now, I do know that there's people who do YouTube that are not interested in monetization, and that's great.
Yeah.
There's no, if you don't want to do that, if that's not your thing, then that's no issue.
Mhm.
But oh yeah, Priscilla, my sister quit smoking. It's many years ago, 10 years ago, something like that. She was at the emergency room and she had pneumonia and she was sitting on the bed, at the emergency room. And she said she was doing a nebulizer treatment and she goes, "Oh my God, this reminds me of our mom." And smoking related illness cost her life. So she quit smoking. She did not smoke again 15 years ago. So what do you think is the biggest barrier in the process? What did you guys find things you had to really overcome?
The hours.
Yeah.
My first thing I had to learn to overcome was quitting being so nervous when I did my first live stream. I mean, I literally got up and got off that night, and the bottom of my hair was wringing wet. I was sweating. So, but it's just as soon as you realize that you're just sitting down like in a room full of friends and carrying on the conversation, then things become more comfortable with you. It's just getting over that first nervous of either uploading a video and putting yourself out there or doing your first live stream. That was my first nerves.
Yeah.
Are we talking negatives then? Because the biggest negative in growth is being pulled away from your friends in YouTube by being able to watch what you used to watch, because the more you grow, the busier you get too.
Right.
And it's I don't know, it's hard. It's hard to explain. It's a threshold that I didn't think we'd get to a long time, and that started showing up at around 800 subscribers is when you really start seeing yourself getting busier with YouTube, and you're concentrating on editing more. You're not, and then you got your social networks, your Facebook, your Twitter, your Reddit, your whatever else we have.
Right.
You're running those too, and that's taking more time away from your YouTube, and you find yourself watching less and less. And that's one of the biggest things that bugs me.
Well, for me, it has been editing, and it's not because I can't edit. I just am not the person who enjoys sitting down and editing. It's like if I don't fall in love with something pretty quick, it's a challenge. It becomes a challenge, and once I'm done with something, I really like it. I like the end product, but I would prefer to sit here and talk to you guys like this than sit down and edit a video. I like the interaction.
Yeah.
So that's my barrier.
I guess one of the negatives I've heard, and I've heard it from other channels too, people get upset if we forget to leave a comment. People get upset if you don't watch every single one of their videos. Well, it is hard. It is hard. Even even if you're a small channel, you still have your life. I mean, this is not raking in the big bucks to where you can't do anything else. Like right now, we're in the process of going full time. We're selling everything. So I try my best. I spend some nights watching videos and trying to leave my comments, but people do get upset, if you don't. And I do too. I get upset if I don't see the comments. So I understand. So it's a tug and pull both ways.
Oh, it is, yeah. That's the toughest part about it, but the rest is all fun. I mean, we love doing it. That's about the only drawback I see happening is getting busier and busier
Uh-huh.
and busier. But it is fun though. You know, because
I
like
mean,
I said, you know, my editing now, I'm spending more and more time on my editing, trying to get it perfect now. I mean,
Oh yeah.
you know, you look at
I
our
mean,
first videos and you look at now, you can tell, and now we have earlier videos that are still coming out,
Mhm.
and so you can see the difference in those videos yet compared to what we're doing now. And I've learned a lot
eventually we all
on the
go back to
editing
that
program
first
since then.
video. And
Yeah. What was that, Susan?
I said, we all go back and watch that first video we ever did, and you'll laugh your tail end off.
Oh yeah,
I know it. It's so different now. It really is so different. Now I know what what overlays are, for instance. So what an overlay is. What is, how to put those on there. And I found myself, I've had 4 levels of overlays. And it's like, oh, when are you going to stop? That's what I tell myself is you don't need all of that. I'm no longer going to put, like, I was trying to make a cinematic video that would rival Steven Spielberg, but it just can't. It's not going to happen ever. And then I would be depressed because, oh, woe is me. I did. It wasn't an A+. It was a C-, and oh well. It's learning. I just have to learn to be okay with
that's the
But we
fun
are
part.
our worst critics. I mean, we're our
Oh,
worst
yeah.
critics. We'll put ourselves down harder than anybody else ever out there will.
Yep. Here's a new channel. Also, I am Dennis P. I know. Thank you for coming and showing up. Barefoot RV Life. Glad you're here, as well as Lucky Dog Productions moderator. Um, very happy you're all here today, and I want to make sure I've not missed anybody. All right. It's just a process, and it's from A, B, C. It's just learning those things and becoming more comfortable. Doing a video is no longer an issue for me. Like I said, I prefer a live stream over a video. And I guess I'll fall in love with it eventually, or I won't. And maybe Richard will start doing them more and be part of that process because he is an artist. I mean, he's an exceptional artist, and I always saw him as the one who would be doing the videos, not me, because I have never been artistic ever in my life. Anyways, and oh, my sister Nancy quit smoking 32 years ago. That tells you how old she is. I think she's like 70. I think Nancy's about 70-ish. She's probably going to kick my butt, but I think she's like 70 or 72. I have sisters old enough almost to be my mom. You wouldn't know it. We used to have a lot of fun together when I was younger. And still having fun. RV there. Let's see. Does anybody have any questions? Because these are two people that have a lot of experience, have been doing
Well,
so
by
separate.
experience.
Yeah, a lot of experience trying to get over these, barriers that most of us face. So I am Dennis P. It eats up a lot of time, and sometimes you neglect other things that you used to do. 110% correct for me.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Then you get to watching lives too. You get sucked into that lives. You got to be in all the lives.
Well,
Oh, I did that.
That's fun too.
Sundays is a day where there's quite a few that I always have liked, and Saturday. And so for about the 3 weeks that I really obsessively worked on making that first 1,000 friends, for about 3 weeks or so, I didn't watch hardly any videos, and I didn't go to many lives, and I missed it, because I really enjoy seeing what you and Becky are doing, or Susan, what you're doing, and the things everybody's going through. So I was very happy once I felt like I had a cushion. I felt like I had a cushion. RV there. Do you guys, here's a question. Do you guys do live videos frequently? I do. A lot of people, I do, or do a lot of people do them on a regular basis? For myself, RV there, I do one on Monday and Thursday. I'm going to be doing one on Sunday. I had hoped to start this last Sunday, but things did not work out. So, I that's going to be just a fun day. It's going to be a game day. and I'm just working out some of the kinks in that process. So, and you guys want to tell them when your lives are? How about you?
Mine's every Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. I just do one a week at that night, and that's it. Unless I
Okay.
decide to do a pop-up or fill-in.
Yeah. And Roy?
See, ours is every day, Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And then we usually rate you or Amy. Wednesday at 7 Eastern, but that one's going away soon. Then Friday night at 8 Eastern. As long as we have internet. We haven't had internet on Friday night here lately, though.
Well, you're in a place where it's going to be hard to have internet apparently when the weekend warriors are out.
Yeah. Ain't it weird? It's starting to look like fall back there.
Well, we're going to take a fall drive pretty soon because I can tell you Oregon has beautiful, beautiful foliage. And I'm scared to what I'm going to see because we're going to drive east where the fires were. They're under control and whatnot. But I know that it's burned 1,000,000 acres, 1,000,000 acres. And if you
Wow.
look up how many square miles that is, it's a massive burn because like 3 of them burned together.
Wow.
Plus one in
I looked
Southern
at it.
Oregon.
That's going to hurt your fall foliage and stuff.
Yep.
With all that smoke and ash in the air, that can affect all that too.
Oh, right. We had a bunch of it here on our front step and on, the just all over the place. And it apparently is not good. It's not good for vehicles. Okay, so I was going to think of maybe Arizona Insider. Welcome to you. Glad you're here. I'm going to make sure I haven't missed anybody. And primarily, so it looks like obviously Kevin wasn't able to make it, and I understand, and he knows that I trust, what's going on. My sister is talking about you.
Part of life on the road.
Yep. And that's one of my fears, because I like to be in communication. And I know that it can be really hard. And listening to you guys talk this morning about internet and phone and all this and that, it is a maze. And I mean, not amazing. It's a maze of walls. You hit one and make a left, and then you find another phone system that works good, and you're in a different place, and you have to get something different. And I really wish they would come up with something that is reasonably priced for people.
We had it. It was the brick technology back in the 80s. You could get a cell service underwater with one of those phones.
Oh, the big ones that were like
Yeah,
this.
remember the big brick ones everybody had?
I remember the big brick phones. I remember those.
One of my sisters was a salesperson for systems, setting up systems for companies, and those were very popular. Yep. My sister's saying there won't be any beautiful foliage this year. Well, I'm bound and determined to find some somewhere, Nancy. I'm not going to Okay, so any suggestions you have for newbies of either with camping, Roy, or with meeting a criteria to become monetized? Anything you can suggest that would be on either side of that, something to pay attention to?
Just have a lot of patience. A lot of patience. Take it slow and don't rush things. And that goes without living out here on the road too. Just don't rush it. Just go with the flow. Whatever happens, happens, and there's always tomorrow.
Yeah. And Susan, I know you're not full-time yet, but how about the whole channel issue? Just how to pay, what to beware of, which I think you've already mentioned, the grow channels that you're not really having interest in, but anything else you can suggest?
I share my videos out to Facebook groups and Instagram. I have grown quite a few people through Instagram and promoting my videos there. Twitter, not so much, but Instagram and Facebook groups is where I have got, my channels, my videos and channel acknowledged.
Okay. And you just brought up another thing, Susan. I have not really reached out a ton to what's the one where it's just pictures? I think you already mentioned it.
Instagram.
Instagram. And yes, I have an Instagram account. I can't even remember the name Instagram. It's like, what part of the day do I go now and start doing Instagramming? It will come into play. It will play a part in my channel eventually, but right now it feels like most of my focus needs to be right here, and then I'll share things to Instagram, I guess, as I can.
And like Mark Guido told me from the channel Grand Adventures, he said, what was the reason you started YouTube? What was your purpose? And what was the core of your videos about? He goes, in your case, it was handicap accessible and enjoying life. He goes, never, ever get away from the core of what you set your channel out to be. Once you go off in multiple directions, that's when the channel will not grow and will not succeed. Stick to the core of your channel and do it because you love it. If you're and it's just a fun little hobby to have and share with other people. But once you get off in another direction, things fail.
Okay.
And that's what Barefoot RV Life said, do it because do what, don't forget why you started it.
Right.
Yeah, there's a reason those people come there to start with.
Right. Right. That's true. That's true. There's a reason I go to certain pages. Sometimes I just want to feel good, and I know that there's particular channels that are just fun channels, and
Oh hell,
not just go and watch some of their videos. And I always try, if I'm at a channel, to watch 2 videos or maybe 3 if I can. And that's what I do when I go to bed early at night, because that's commonly what happens is I'm in bed like by 6 o'clock because of the pain. And I will go to bed and I'll just sit there and I'll watch videos, and that just seems to work. Kaylee, let's see what's Kaylee got here. Okay, yep. So New Horizons, her channel is 100% about helping people learn about handicap accessible places, parks, camping, all of that, and then also helping with real funds to meet needs of handicapped people. So, okay, well, I think I'm going to set you guys down and see if any of the newbies want to come up and talk a little bit and ask questions. But thank you. Yes.
I feel kind of honored.
Why is that?
I was a fill-in for Campervan Kevin today.
Oh,
I actually did not want you guys to. I didn't want you guys to think that way. Because seriously, I love both of you. Roy and Becky, truthfully, every morning we get up and we watch your show. Whether we have a show coming up or not, we watch your show because we enjoy the sit and the conversation like we were at your camp. And, that's why we enjoy that. And Susan, I respect your work you're doing. And so I was like, in my mind, I was thinking, I don't want anybody to think they're like second choice to Kevin, because I love Kevin, but you guys are people I feel connected to, and that
he's one of the originals.
Yeah, that's right. So thank you guys for coming up, and I appreciate that you stepped up. All right, thank you.
Bye.
All right,
bye, guys.
Later.
All right, so Gracie Seeking Adventures is here now. And of course, Scott Jacobson Appreciation. Scott, hello to you. RV there, you're a travel nurse, nursing or travel, but oh, cool. So you're also a travel nurse. So Bama Rush, welcome, welcome, welcome. And I'm just making sure nobody's slipped in here that I have not said hello to. And if you haven't had an opportunity to hit the thumbs up, hit the thumbs up. And Nancy, my sister, if you don't know where the thumbs up is, if you take your phone, because I know you're older than me and you struggle with technical things like I do. So you take your phone, and up here in the right below my picture is a little X. You X that, and then you hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down. And I have a feeling you're going to hit the thumbs down, but I'll live with it. And then once you hit the thumbs, you would go back to live stream. I didn't know how to do that for a long time, and I felt too embarrassed to ask anybody. And then somebody who had less ego issues than me did. And so Scott Jacobson Appreciation. What's up, everyone? My tip for the day is never buy a gift card from Walmart. Best way to throw out $100. Yes, I can imagine, Scott. So let's see here. I've had some good feedback, and everybody's gotten some good tips from, let me find him here. RV there. RV there, would you like to come up and chat? I'm going to drop a link down in the chat. And I'm perfectly fine that Kevin wasn't able to make it. This is the stuff I love to do. I enjoy learning about this. I enjoy helping other people if there's anything I can ever do, even if all I can do is provide people who've done this. So the fires have been crazy. We are in California, and it is really sad. I know. The fires are frightening, because not so much even the immediate issue of potentially getting ate by the fire, but just of seeing the devastation. So Richard and I have, and I'll share this. I've got one more. I'm very happy and I'm very honored. I have another, I have my third Patreon, and let me find that. Let me find that. I'm looking for my link. There it is. So there's our Patreon link, and the reason I'm showing that is if you're interested in helping the channel grow at a different way, it's not a better way. I want to be clear about that. I don't think of Patreon, anybody who joins Patreon, as more important to this channel or to me or Richard personally than if you just show up for a video or show up to a live stream and give us a thumbs up. It's just different. That's all. And I want to be clear about that up front. We've got 3 different levels. Nature Africa Explorers. Nature, I believe I chatted with you last night, Nature Africa Explorers. And, oops, come back here. And so we've got our third one. Kaylee is our third Patreon. And I'm extremely excited about that, because we are now, and I had just sent out a note to my other 2, which one is my sister and one is my son. So, but they didn't have to do it, but they did, which is, I just have to do that. I love that saying, and I love it when KT says it. That's the right way to say it. So, but we have her. And so what we're going to start doing now is meeting once a month to talk about how to grow the channel, how to make it better, how to make it more attractive, both aesthetically, because there's lots of options, but also you have to go to Priscilla. All right, I will see you later. So see you later. And Priscilla is probably my most #1 confidant in the world. She is my little sister and my best friend. So she did not have to do it because she's always a part of anything I do. I tell her what I'm doing and ask her. She gives me feedback, even when I don't ask, and that's okay. I don't mind that. So we're going to start now. We're going to start now doing the building of the channel and trying to flourish it and figure out how do we make it better. And I do not claim to have a foothold on what that is, okay? Because we're newbies. We have 1,200 friends. It doesn't mean we know what's going on. And so that's one of the reasons that the Patreon came into mind for me, is because that is a way to help do that. And so the three of them and anybody else who ends up becoming a Patreon member will start helping us figure this channel thing out. I need help. Richard needs help. We don't, this whole YouTube thing is fairly new to us. Like most people who have a channel, we just went to YouTube to find out. Richard would go to YouTube to find out how to fix, I'm just going to throw this out, a carburetor, or how to put this in the car or that, or to fix this or to fix that. And so that is where we started years ago. It wasn't until late February that we decided that we were going to do living on the road full time. And so I'm excited. So then I started looking at, I don't know what to do sometimes, and it would be helpful to have input. And so I started looking at Patreon, other people who talked about their Patreon. I thought you had to be monetized to have Patreon account. I didn't know you could just have one. But you do have to have a channel that people might be attracted to want to help. And so I've got a little bit of that. I don't claim to have a lot of it, but as we go along, maybe there will be more and more. We have 3 different levels. I'm just sharing what it is. I think I'm going to do a video on this just so it's more clear, because I don't even remember everything about that. So there's 3 levels. I think the first level is $1.99 or 99 cents, something like that. I think it's maybe $1. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm confused. So I think it's $1.99. And that's obviously basic entry level Patreon. And that's really, really seriously, those people are necessary as well. Every person who does Patreon knows that every level has a purpose. And then the second level, I think, is $2, and there's some more things attached to that. And then I think the final level is $5 a month. And so anyways, that's what the Patreon is all about. And I also know there are people who are not interested in doing Patreon, and I absolutely understand that. I'm a patron of 2 different accounts, 2 different people. I'm a patron of, because I enjoy many things about their channel. And so but that's right now all that's all I can afford is Patreon 2 people. So the other option we have for people is PayPal, and that helps the channel directly as well. Do things that we want to do, like eventually getting a drone. It's not the number one thing by any means on our list, on my list. It's high up there for Richard. So that's another thing, is, finding ways to do things for the channel that is more exciting and explore different things. So, excuse me, that is that. So if you have any interest in that, those are the links. They're also on my most recent videos. I have been putting that information there. Gracie's seeking adventure. Scott Jacobs and Appreciation. Will it be okay to contact you and ask you questions about Class C's? Kaylee, 1, 2, and 5. Oh, honey, you're so sweet. You're, I appreciate you tremendously. And eventually I'm going to figure out some way to thank people who are doing that. Camping therapy. I heard a channel say last night that all donations go to separate account. Then they use that for the channel. Yeah. So I will be honest, I don't even know how to access the few months that I've gotten Patreon, which I plan on leaving it in there for now because it's not much. It's, maybe $25, something like that. And then on PayPal, that is strictly, that's why I have PayPal is only for channel related things. And that way people can ask me if they ever want to, what did you do? And actually I probably would do an accounting of that every month or so. Okay. Papa Drew, I just wondered where you were. Darn it. Question, just for the ladies in the house here in chat. I just booked the suite I had booked on my honeymoon for my wife's 50th birthday. That's very cool. And am taking both kids. It was over $2,000. Did I make a mistake? Okay. I don't know how old your kids are. Yeah, I am. It's for her birthday, for she loves the kids. I'm on the fence. Of course she loves the kids. You had the kids. I love my son. He's 30 years old. He's my care assistant actually, and he lives with us. I love him, but there will be a time when I'm on the road and I will be so happy. And it's been better when he lives away from us, but it came in handy for a while. It looks like Gracie, they're taking the kids. That he's taking the kids. Does your wife know about this? Did you say it was a surprise? Papa Drew, return to the now, please. I'll tell you, Richard and I have been able to go on just only a few really nice, like our anniversary. That's the word, is coming up. My birthday is coming up soon. Yeah, Gracie's Seeking Adventures. I'm like kind of with you. No kids. But if she's really attached and they're younger, I can't remember how old your kids are, hon. I see them in I'm having a hard time seeing them. Bama Rush. I often wonder why my parents tolerate me. I love my son thinks of me all the time. One of the reasons, we all have our, we all have our quirks. I have mine. I have no idea why my parents tolerated me. I did many inappropriate things. The least of which, 10 and 15. Okay. Well, as long as they have their own room, like an adjoining room, if they're really attached, it's not like it's an anniversary. It is a birthday. A birthday is, a family thing. So probably not. She might feel sad if she was. uh, um, I probably wouldn't want him to come right now because he's got his own things that he's doing. It's 2 floors. Bottom floor. Okay, cool. Probably is going to be a great time for everybody. See, but everybody has a different opinion. 10 and 15, no kids for sure. It should be a special time for you and your wife. Well, it's her birthday, Gracie. So maybe, oh, hello, Victoria. It might be a little different since it's a birthday. It's not an anniversary. If Richard booked a room, and it sounds like it's a nice room, if Richard booked a nice room and took our son with us on an anniversary, I don't care what age he was, I would not have been excited about that. So anyways, my birthday is October 2nd and our anniversary is November 5th. Right, Richard? He said yes. So one of our anniversaries, I love a particular hotel on the Oregon coast. It is not an expensive hotel in the winter season. And luckily, we got married in the winter season. And so that is, it's like less than $100 a night. And we've been there a few times over the years. It's right on the coast. I mean, it's right on the ocean. It's just your room and the beach. I have about 100 million pictures of that. And I like a very particular room. It's right across from the pool. And I actually prefer to go, if our anniversary were to be on a weekend, I would prefer to take our anniversary trip during the week, like Tuesday, so that we avoided the people on the weekend. Because it's a fairly large hotel for the coast, Oregon coast, anyways. And yeah, I would not, if it was our anniversary, no thank you. And I would probably, it's kind of the time, my parents were married 44 years when my mom died. And one time, and I would say they were probably married 30, 35 years, something like that. My dad bought my mom maybe 30 years. It's been a while. It's a long time ago. They'd been married about 30 years or so. And my dad bought for Christmas, my mom's main gift was a crepe maker. Now, I don't know if you know what a crepe is, but they're like little thin pancakes, and you can put either savory or you can put sweet. Now, you can guess who my dad got that crepe maker for. I'll never forget the look on my mother's face under that Christmas tree. Her eyes just cut around to him, and they narrowed, and her lips pursed. She wasn't happy. Papa Drew. Family vacation, Kaylee's saying. Yep, Papa Drew. I figure I would just drop money from the top floor for the kids, order pizza, and leave us alone. We have a secret patio. Oh, that's really nice. No, Papa. Drew. Drew. I just wonder if I can in my mind hear your wife going, Drew, what did you just say? No, thank you. Dropping the money. Yeah, the kids love that. I've had that when I was a kid a couple times. So what we talked about, Vicky, is we were going to have a special guest. He was not able to come. Campervan Kevin. He's been trying to get on here for a little while. I've been in conversation with him, and so it just did not work out for him with his internet. Kaylee, kids and me, she needs a medal. I'm sure she does. I'm sure she does. But yes, of course, you film the trip. I'm going to film the trip. We need to take a bus to a boat to a golf cart to the hotel. Oh, don't tell me. I'll tell you where I would stay. Oh my God. You know where I want to go? I want to go to the Hotel Del Coronado. We were there. We did not stay there. We did not stay there. Richard and I, let's see, our son is 30. So he was 5 when we took him. So 25 years ago, me, Richard, and our 5-year-old kid went to California for 2 weeks. Of course, the first thing we did was stop in San Francisco and spent a night there and got pizza. I remember it very clearly. Me and the kids stayed in the room. Richard spent time there many, many years ago, and so he knows the area. As you headed to Fantasy Island. So we spent the night in San Francisco, and we went to the San Francisco Zoo the next day. Oh, by the way, we also, after we got in our room, we went and we did a carriage ride on the bay at night. Richard and I and Brent. Now, it would have been a different dynamic if it would have been Richard and I, but it was Richard and I and Brent. So the romanticness was not there, but it was still nice. And we had fun. And then the next day, we went on a boat ride, the 3 of us, out around Alcatraz. Who doesn't want to go see Alcatraz? If I didn't have a child, I would have. I don't know if they had a tour there at the time, but I would love to go tour Alcatraz Island. So anyways, Yeah, so we did that, and then we went on down to LA, and we went to Disneyland, and we went to Knott's Berry Farm, and I lost a beautiful ring in the log ride at Knott's Berry Farm. It was not a real diamond. I kind of have issues with diamonds. Um, the way, at least before they started ensuring that they were not being mined by 2-year-olds. So, oh, Clark Gable Suite, Glenmore Plaza Hotel. I don't know. Maybe you want to come on and show us the suite, Papa Drew? No, I think it's haunted, is my suspicion. So, anyways, we went and we did all that, and I lost a beautiful ring on the log ride. And it was fun. Richard and Brent did all of the big rides because I'm terrified of heights. I mean, blackout terrified. I can go 150 miles an hour and I'm fine with that, but I do not like blackout. I do not like getting off of my 5'3" height. There was a reason I was not made to be tall. Oh, yeah. I think, Scott, if you're getting a motel room that's $700 a night, you don't care how much the dinner is. Someone told me that if you have to ask the price of the dinner, you probably can't afford it. So that's why I don't go to those places. Can't afford it. Pina Colada, you're new. I have to write your name down. If you want to put a little excerpt of what your channel's about and post it, please, that would be great so we can get to know you. Pina. One of the drinks I did not like when I drank was pina coladas. I did not drink sweet drinks. Colada, pina colada, Rockindust Ferry. Rockindust Ferry. That is a very unique name. I'm writing this down. Where to go? Ferry. Fairy. That's like my name, Lucretia. It's weird, and people go, "What?" I go to a doctor's office, and they there's a few people still in the room waiting to be called back, and the medical office assistant is sitting there looking at the chart, and she's trying to figure out, inevitably, how do I say this lady's name? And then all of a sudden she'll say Ms. Lake, which is pretty simple. Hand me the birds. These are our 2 new roommates. I'm trying to give you the best view. Well, I see her, but I'm having a hard time seeing him. That is
He's up a little bit.
He's up a little bit. Oh, there he is. He's Oregon Duck colors, my alma mater. Oh, there he is. I don't want to spill the coffee on me, and it's kind of sitting on the coffee. So that is Sunny and Cher. Would you grab the coffee cup? Are you able to just grab it? Here they are. He is Oregon Duck colors, and he is beautiful. She's beautiful in her own special way, but he is the color of my alma mater, so he's my man. That's Sunny and Cher, and I call him Lucky, and I call her Cher. Beautiful little birds. Say hello, babies. I've never been a bird lover, but I'll tell you, their little chirping is wonderful. And then I'm going to show you our other little friend. There he goes. Nope. His dad walked away. Yep. This is the first time our family has had birds, and so I'm getting used to it. They're my sons. I'm not taking birds on the road with me. Pina. Oh, sweetie. No, the name is great, but I was just talking the drink. Oh, cool. I'm not either. I quit drinking 25 years ago, that or lose my mind. Pina Colada, Rockindust Ferry. Rockindust Ferry. I'm going to be taking a look at your channel. What kind of things are on your channel? What's like in my case, my husband and I are wanting to go full time on the road traveling as nomads in January. preferably January. I've always said January 1st, but it won't be January 1st because we leave our Christmas tree up until the 1st of February. And I'm not giving up all of my I'm not giving up all of my traditions just because I want to go full time as a nomad. Okay. Dowdy, it's I love kids. Sunny and Cher, yep. All right, so is there any oh, he's funny. That's what I get. So there we go, Papa Drew. I have a 30-year-old son who's about 12, and yeah. What is a mom to do? Wine and cheese and sit out at night and watch all the stars. That sounds fabulous. I have to say, Papa Drew, that sounds like a wonderful vacation. Family vacation, adult vacation, getting separate areas, a nice suite, a 2-level suite. Yes, very, very nice. I think you're a very considerate husband, and your wife is very lucky to have someone who is that attentive. So very nice. Oh, the big dog is my son is throwing for the big dog, and he loves to be thrown for. What is another Gracie's opinion? Leave the kids in the hotel to play on the iPad. Oh, you're the one who said that. There you go. Exactly. So Kaylee, I was finishing my California trip. So by the time we get to Los Angeles, we did like a week between Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farm. And then the day came when I spent an entire day in bed. I couldn't move. And so Richard kindly went and did the laundry for us because it was on our floor, and he did it. Can I please drag race carts and have your wife film that? That's a great film. So he went and he did the laundry, and Brent and I stayed in the room. And to this day, though, he's still not happy because the one day we had nothing to do. And if you've been to Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farm, you know that you go first thing in the morning. I'm talking 7 a.m. I believe we were up at 7 a.m. and gone by that time. It was early, god awful early. And then it was dark when we got back to our room. And that was springtime. So, and we watched like a light show or something like that. And I was worn out, for God's sakes. I mean, I was 35 years old. It wasn't like I was a 22-year-old mom. I was 35 years old. And we took a day off. And I can't live that down, that we didn't go to the pool. Everything, the child got everything he wanted. And we didn't go to the pool, and that's what I hear about. All right. So then we made our way down to oh Lord, San Diego. And we stayed at a nice, a regular, just a average hotel, motel, whatever. And then we went over to Hotel del Coronado, and I fell in love. And has anybody seen the movie with the man who was Superman, the first Superman? Blackened salmon asparagus. All right, I just saw a recipe come up on my phone, and I don't know who it was, but the recipe was blackened salmon with asparagus. That is a knockout dinner. Blackened salmon with asparagus and some kind of very light, creamy creaminess to put kind of across the asparagus. If we lose a kid, it's okay. I have a backup kid. I have one, so I can't lose him. Richard lost him once. He was about 3 years old, and he had Brent at the mall, one of the local malls, and before you know it, he was gone. He's looked around, and the child is gone. Our 3-year-old child is gone. I'm at work across the street from the mall. He does not call me and say, honey, I lost the kid. I would have had a heart attack, and then I would have killed him. So he gets to the security guards, and they're looking for him and everything. And you know where they find my son? They're I don't know if y'all know what a quinceañera is. It is the girls. It's a Spanish. It's usually, my understanding is it's for Latino children or young ladies. There's a where they dress in these beautiful dresses, and these dresses could also be for a wedding. Man, it just sounded like a gunshot out there. Like a young lady we're in a wedding. And our 3-year-old son was in that shop looking at these beautiful, yes, G-rated. You've done so well. Very good, Papa Drew. I'm actually very proud of you. So, anywho,
I say X-rated all the way. And so do the birds.
And so, he was in there looking at these beautiful dresses. He was just in awe and enamored with them. And he's always tried to dress me or my sisters up in these fancy, I'm not meant for a fancy dress like that. You know, I want to get through a doorway. It's not the dress for me. Never has been. And so, anyways. Yes, there you go. Gracie Seeking Adventures. That's 10 p.m. talk, Papa Guru. We don't talk about STDs at 12:15. Are you going to get put in timeout? We don't want that because we love you. All right. So, oh, here's Czar. Czar Binks.
Are you guys 50 or 12?
Look at Czar Binks. Isn't that one handsome boy? Bink.
Oh,
Czar, looky here. I think he secretly wants to eat the birds.
go get your water.
Brent calls them their brothers, brother and sisters.
Bird brother and bird sister.
Bird brother and bird sister. All right, so good Lord. I mean, I will be honest, it's not that I have never and don't ever say inappropriate words. What I'm learning to do is say those, not say those words, because for me, I had when I had a truck driver, I was at a meeting where people meet who like to stay without alcohol and drugs in their body. And I use those words like commas. And I mean that it is not appropriate. I use them like a comma mark. And I had a truck driver guy who only had one leg, by the way. The guy had been through the ringer. I don't know how I was a truck driver. I don't know, but all I can say is he was a truck driver. And he came up to me after this meeting and he said, Lucretia, I hear words coming out of your mouth on a constant basis. I don't hear coming out of my truck driver friend's mouth. And he goes, it doesn't sound pretty. And it made me stop and think, wow. Anyways, you just reminded me. So back to Southern California. Oh, thank you, Kaylee. Yes, the beautiful dresses those young ladies wear. My son was absolutely in love with them. And other channels. So, anyways, RVer Live. If somebody could find RVer Live and drop that link for Papa Drew, I would appreciate it. And I need to make sure I'm your friend because there's some stuff I'd like to learn. RV or live. Simple. And you could curse up a blue stick. So we went to over to see that beautiful hotel that I saw from a distance when you're in San Diego, and I fell in love. So Christopher Reeve was in a movie that was shot at that hotel, and about a ghost. And the movie is one of the most heartbreakingly beautiful love stories I've ever seen. And so if you ever have an interest in watching a movie that was made at Hotel Del Coronado, you'll know why I'm in love with it and why someday I want to stay there. What else is being said? Sweet 16 debut. Yes. Thank you. Pina Colada, Rock and Dust Ferry. Rock and Dust Ferry. I think it's Pina Colada, Rock and Dust Ferry. Did I say that right? Thank you, Kaylee. Thank you so much. So if you want to click on that just to have it, pull up another YouTube channel page and click on it. That would be great. I have to close all the pages I had for Campervan Kevin. He has a great channel. And please drop his link. Please drop his link. And if you are a moderator, please go ahead and drop your links now. I think I'm going to end this at 12:30 unless somebody wants to come up and talk about art in Oregon. Sometimes the only thing I say on here is usually crap. And it's a challenge, and it's a challenge out there in the world away from YouTube because I had a professor, because I didn't go to school till 10 years ago. I was like 50 years old, and 48, something like that. I graduated when I was 50. That's it. I started when I was 48. And so I had a professor talk about that in communication, about usually when I'm cussing, it is because I am struggling to find the words to match the feeling I have associated with what it is that is giving me the feeling I need to cuss. And so in essence, I had to learn how to communicate like a big girl. But I don't always do it right. I don't. But I am learning, and I'm trying to do it on YouTube correctly. Because there's people who won't watch my channel who I like and who I appreciate very much. Yes, I gave you back your Papa Drew. I gave it back to you. Your moderator. There you go. Please drop your link. Some Like It Hot, Marilyn Monroe, Jack Lemmon, and Tony Curtis movie filmed at San Diego Hotel. Oh, a long time ago, I saw Some Like It Hot, but that's been a long time ago. Was that also filmed at Hotel Del Coronado over in Coronado Island? Here we go from Papa Drew. So check that out. It's adult. It's good that you say that up front. There's more kind of adult language and whatnot. Because again, there are people who just don't like it, and that's okay. I respect that. Art in Oregon. Are you near me? I'm in Eugene. I was going down a street, and there was a bus that was like, I would say it was a quarter of a mile from where I live in my sticks and bricks. Oh, I'll tell you something else in a minute. I thought I might have had an RV. I thought. And then, so anyways, and it had a name on the side of it. And as it turned out, it was a YouTube channel, and I got in touch with them, but they had to, they were headed out. There's camping near that hotel? I mean, RV camping, because that would be, I am in love with that hotel. Really, I am. It's just breathtaking. I don't know how modern it is inside because it is very old and you can tell by looking at it what era it was built in. Yep, stumbling across showing locations. One of the things we want to do is go to New Mexico, and I think you all know why. One of our favorite shows, and we watched it after it had been off for several years. Richard, what's the name of that show? What's the name of the show with Jesse? Yep, they made meth. Breaking Bad. I hate to say it. I am a Breaking Bad fan, and I did not think I would because I do not like to sensationalize drugs. As it turns out, they didn't sensationalize drugs. I mean, they made it look as ugly and nasty as it is. But I love the two characters. So someday when we go and we're out, we're going to New Mexico. Thank you, Papa Drew. Okay, Papa Drew RVs from Siki Gracie. Ring your bell on your adult channel. Yes, they did. Those two actors are fabulous, Kaylee. And also, I am a fan of Dexter. And I know Dexter's coming back. I guarantee they're going to have to do a prequel. And then, because I don't know if they made as much money as they can make doing movies. But Dexter was, and I actually boycotted Dexter at first for years. Again, didn't watch it until we got to watch it, binge watch it. And then I was recovering from a surgery. And oh gosh, Bama Rush, I didn't even want to watch it. And then when I saw the characters, I'm like, wow, I know people like that actually in my recovery life. But they changed their lives around and they're productive human beings. 80% of them. The rest of them are still doing research. And again, Dexter, I boycotted it when it was on Main Street TV. It was on either ABC, NBC, or CBS. And I'm like, I am watching a show that glorifies murder. It's murder. And then I saw it. And some of those people shouldn't have been here. Although I'm not for killing people. I would never, it's never appropriate. But I'm just saying, Dexter wasn't a bad guy, even though he was a killer. I'm just glad that he didn't kill innocent people who hadn't raped, maimed, and tortured other people. And someday he'll probably get his due, because it'll happen. So camping therapy. I want to watch Heartland. How many years has Heartland been on? Because it's been on for a while, I believe. And the other show that I love to watch is the one with Kevin Costner. This is its third season, and it is called Yellowstone. And I'll tell you, they are all fabulous actors. And it's like I have to put a period after it. They, period, are, period, fabulous, period, actors, exclamation mark. If you want to learn how to grow without channels, you want to check. Okay. If you want to learn how to grow without grow channels, you want to check out my live streams. I will leave them up for you to watch. Okay. I'll be honest, I have. Yellowstone was epic. Yes. And I guarantee they're all still alive. And you know what I think? Because I know this is only going to be like 6 seasons. They already know because they know the ending of it. I hope the ending of it is that the daughter and her husband get that ranch in the end, because I believe he's the one who deserves the ranch. That's my opinion as a non-writer. And the toughest and baddest asked one of them is the daughter. She could take a bullet in her teeth. And so she speaks, she is not American, by the way. She is English with a full English accent, and she speaks American like she was born in the Southwest. Okay, lunchtime, Papa Drew. All right, bye-bye. I really want to have you on my channel. I'm gonna go watch one of your show, what you're talking about here, and I want to talk to you about coming on the channel yourself. You know, I do know that you know how to do this, and I'm still learning. And I have used, okay, through Grow Channels, though, I've got some good people. I don't just pick anybody. So I go to certain channels, not all Grow Channels, by the way. There's one, I can't stand him. Straight up, don't like the guy. I don't go to him. There's a couple, 4 or 5 ladies and one fellow that I really like, and they do it without, they do it the right way, by the way. They do not encourage just going over and clicking somebody, but they are the intermediary between people meeting. So I go and I spend some time on there and I find some good people. And by the way, they've come to my live streams. They've watched my videos, more than one video. So I'm not unhappy with them. I'm not unhappy. I see you, Kaylee. Time check at 95 minutes. All right, let me go look through the recent comments, see if there's anything I need to say, address. Yep, it's on Paramount. And so I have, I'm not using cable any longer because the cost of it is astronomical. And of course, if I want to go on the road, I need to live without luxuries. But I do have some of the streaming service that does have it. It's not Philo. I can't think of the name of it. Anyways, it's one of those. Heartland. So Heartland is one that I'd like to watch. I know the one that we've got is one of them that we've used is like $30 a month, but it's our son and us, so we split it. Casual Girl Adventures. Hello and welcome. We're kind of wrapping it up. Nope. Oh, use of wording the right way is the whole problem with YouTube. There is no right or wrong. I wish you'd come up and talk about that. Maybe I could get you on Thursday, and if you were willing to come up and share what your thinking is on that, Scott, because everybody has their ideas, and that's kind of what I'm hoping to do, is bring a whole, I'm going to use the word plethora, a plethora of people with different ideas about how to do this. USA Go TV. USA Go TV. USA Go TV.com. Okay. So anyways, hello, Casual Girl Adventures. Oh yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna have another live stream this coming Thursday at 11, and hoping to have someone up to chat about some different things then. And in the meantime, I love y'all. You have a great day. Thank you for showing up, and I do appreciate every one of you. Richard appreciates every one of you. We feel extremely blessed to have met you, even if just on this medium. I can't wait to meet some of you, all of you that I can, out there on the road at some point. My goal is to be in Arizona in January. Oh, before I end, let me back up a second. And by the way, I know a very successful channel. She does this all the time. She says her goodbye, and then I know there's going to be another 2 minutes. So I found an RV, and very inexpensive RV. And the minute I told Richard it was on the coast, about an hour away from us, he's like, no. And like that, no. What do you mean, no? No, do me? And so as I thought it through, there's a basic need we have. We need a walk around bed. We both have back issues. He will be still recovering from a back surgery. I'll be recovering the rest of my life. So will he. And so we have to have a walk around bed. This is one of those beds that's kind of on the left-hand side. The bathroom is right here. And one person can crawl into bed, and the other person has to kind of go around that person. And he, of course, would be the person who has to go around because no, it's not for me. So anyway, even though it was super cheap, like I'm not even going to say how cheap, it was $1,500 for a Class A. Not it was 25 years old, but and it needed cleaned out really bad. But everything they had just replaced some stuff, everything worked, and it was only 22, and it was 22 feet long. That's the issue. We cannot find anything. Thank you, Kaylee. Um, I am so grateful for you guys. We can't find anything under 30 or under like in the 22 feet area that has a walk around bed because we'd be perfectly happy with a Class C or Class A older. It has to be older, like 20 years older, that is in decent condition that we can do some stuff to. And so he said no. And then I finally agreed with him. So anywho, I will let y'all go. No hostage taking here today. And I'm going to miss the next few days. I miss you guys. I watch you, Roy and Becky, every day. And Scott, I think you guys are the greatest people. I can't keep blathering all over you. It sounds ridiculous. All right, you guys. Love you. Have a great day.